He's one of our favorites on this program, and I've said that even though when he wasn't on hold, getting ready to join this program.
We've
correct?
Said that with him
can you confirm that? You can confirm that, right, Chris?
I can confirm that.
We love this guy from the New Orleans Saints, a perennial Pro Bowler. He's one of the best in the business and a favorite of ours on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line. Cameron Jordan back here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Cam?
I'm great. When I heard you throw the word actor out there, I said, I don't have that accolade yet. I need that in my life.
Do you want that? You know, DK Metcalf says he's taking acting lessons on his off days. Did you know that? That's what he told us.
I thought he already did that with some of the penalties he asked for.
Cam Jordan, everybody, has entered the chat.
Cam.
Cam Jordan has entered the chat on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, let's get into it. Then who's the worst actor in the NFL on the field? What do you got for me on that?
I don't know. Look, it's got to be offensive linemen, right? Because they hold so much, and then they always look at the ref bewildered when they actually get a holding call.
That's true. Or it's the worst ones are the ones who raise their hands like I didn't do it, which is an indication that they absolutely did it, right? The offensive linemen that hold and then put their hands up like, oh, I didn't do it, which is a way of saying, look at me, I just held, right? Isn't that?
Then I might have to take that role too, because after you hit a quarterback, once he's released the ball, you don't even get 0.1 seconds anymore. So after you tap him, you throw your hands up immediately like, I didn't do it, I didn't mean to. Please forgive me.
I don't know, but doesn't that call attention to what you just did, Cam? Like
it probably does.
Maybe you should just be casual about it. You know, like yeah, I did it.
Be a lot more smooth about it. Absolutely.
Yes, if you're smooth about it, that means they're not going to see it. They might have think, was that a hit? I don't know. Oh, he put his arms up like he didn't do it. I'm throwing a flag. I think you might be calling attention.
Yeah. See, I was in my mind. It's like, hey, I'm letting you know that I realize I might have taken a step too far, and I'm asking for leniency with the hands thrown up. Like I didn't. I could have murdered the quarterback, but I didn't. I let him go.
You know what? I'm also having this conversation with you, Cameron Jordan, is because I'm trying to, I guess, refurbish my reputation as understanding line play after I went all in on Twitter saying the hit on Kayvon Thibodeaux by Thaddeus Moss was illegal and he should be fined and suspended. And it was a perfectly legal hit. What did you think of that hit on Kayvon Thibodeaux, Cam Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, as a I say it's one of those bad positions to be in as defensive end. He shot up the field, tried to readjust, didn't know exactly what he wanted to do with the tight end, and that split second of indecision that can, luckily I think, his body is resilient enough where he was able to bounce back, because it was just like I said, that split second of indecision can always put you in a bad position.
So what do you do when you're in that position when you see it?
Destroy tight ends. You got to match pass. You got to be able to level with it. Depends on what he was doing. If he's trying to keep leverage and box the tight end, he just got to lower those pads. Let's be real. I mean, at defensive end, we've got a lot of chances to be hit and be pulled on.
So,
but
yes,
it's just one of those parts of the game you have to be ready for at all times.
No.
It looked like he was not ready.
So that's what I'm also gleaning from the conversation over the last 24 hours is people are saying, certainly people who play defense for a living are saying that's what Thaddeus Moss is coached to do. That was the play that he was supposed to make. And Thibodeaux was just a young buck who didn't handle it properly. Is that accurate?
Like I said, that split second of indecision. Whether you want to box it or you want to spill it, or you want to match pads, or you want to drop the opposite arm, depends on what you're being coached. But trying to figure out what you're going to do, that doesn't happen. So and luckily it's a preseason game and it didn't lead to severe injury. So he's got a chance to correct those mistakes in the future.
Cameron Jordan here on the Rich Eisen Show. And before we move on to another topic specific to your team, I did have Mike Pereira, the current rules analyst on Fox and former head of NFL refs, on to explain why that is a legal block and that the competition committee is beginning to think otherwise. Would you be fine if that block was made illegal in the NFL, Cam?
No, it's football. I want most of these hits to still be there. I mean, they keep making this closer and closer to a two-hand touch game. What is it? DBs can't cut if you're in the box. If you got off the line and pull anymore. Like that's part of the game. Now, some of the aspects can go when you talk about, high lows versus a defensive lineman. I mean, that's one of those things that definitely should have gone. But some of these you have to be, as an athlete, you have to be able to take this risk in terms of the game. I mean, it's football. I grew up watching, Reggie White hand out concussions to the offensive linemen. I was excited about, seeing Chris Dolman and John Randall out there mauling offensive linemen. That was fun of it. Now you have to, be aware that you can't have offensive lineman head jerk back on a bull rush. Hell, we can't even really call it a bull rush anymore, on a power move. The game is a little bit softer than it was back then.
Cam Jordan, all-pro defensive end of the New Orleans Saints, here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, so now how are things different in the post-Sean Payton era, Dennis Allen era for you in training camp and getting ready for the season, Cam? What's the difference?
In terms of training camp, we are still in, New Orleans and outside in the heat working. So there's not much changing from day to day. I mean, we were blessed to go up to Green Bay and practice against them for a couple of days and see one of the greatest to do it, lace it up with Aaron Rodgers. And, I think that was great work for our ones versus their ones those first couple of days. And then, that 65 degrees in August, I was upset about. Because I'm like, where is it this cold in the middle of August? Where I'm from in Arizona, it'll never get this cold. And out here in New Orleans, it's not a chance to be this cold. So, we had a rude awakening when we went back to New Orleans, and it was 95 with 100% humidity again.
Well, I guess I should have been a little bit more specific with my question as opposed to getting the weather report. Is how is Dennis Allen different from Sean Payton? I'm just going to hit the nail right on the head. How is he different?
I mean, I've got a defensive-minded head coach. Now where when a defense comes out and beats down on the offense, you knew you were going to reset, the tempo there. You're going to have to, reset whatever phase we're in, whether it's run period, pass period. If it gets too out of hand, you start the period over. Now, we don't start periods over. we challenge towards the next period.
Okay, so the script is flipped, so to speak, on that front, is what you're saying.
I'm not mad
pretty
at
much.
It. I mean, come 2-minute drill, they still don't really call sacks, but that's all coaches. they make up for it.
How does Jameis look to you then? How's he looking?
Jameis is looking healthy, and if he can play like he did at the beginning of last year, we're going to be in a lot of great positions to put ourselves in a winning spot.
I guess then
I can't guarantee 17 wins, but I'm a gun for all 17.
I got it. I hear you. And then Michael Thomas, does he look similar to you, to the can't guard Michael Thomas that you can let us know about, Cam?
Absolutely. I'm gonna continue calling him can't guard Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when he's at practice, when he was against Green Bay, he was doing everything that we recall him doing from a year and a half ago. I mean, Mike T healthy is still unstoppable to me.
And then, I had your former teammate, Malcolm Jenkins, here in studio, and I asked him, now that he's out of the game, about why the Saints are able to perform defensively against Tom Brady in a manner that others have trouble doing. Why are you so successful? And he talked about the matchups of the corners just are in the favor of the Saints, and that helps you and the rest of your teammates get home. Do you think you can replicate that coming up this year?
I could work off that for sure. It's not that it's Tom Brady and his all-star cast that they keep getting rebuffed and added to every year. We talk about they had Mike Evans, they had Chris Godwin, they added Russell Gage, they bring in Julio Jones. I mean, I don't know how much more of a star-studded cast it can become. They add Kyle Rudolph, Akeem Hicks on defense. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's a part of the team. We're focused on the New Orleans Saints. So the Saints have always been the front runners of the conference in my mind. So it doesn't matter if it's Atlanta, Tampa, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. If Drew Brees had decided to go be a part of the team, the Saints as a whole are geared to try and win this division each and every year. So it doesn't matter the opponent.
So how good do you think you can be? I mean, serious, real talk here. How good do you think this team can be this year?
I need to see live bullets before I make these assumptions that we're before I say we're going to go 17-0. But I mean, I think that every fight that we go into, I think we have a great chance to win them. And then 2-3 games in the situation, we'll have a callback, and I can tell you confidently how well I feel about the team.
Okay. And how much?
I definitely like what I see at practice.
How much longer do you want to play? What are you thinking about here, Cam Jordan?
I wouldn't go Tom Brady on you. I'm not going to be playing into my 50s. But I definitely think that I've got about 5 years left. I'm going to say 5.
Okay. And I thought when you said you're not going to be Tom Brady, that means you're not taking a couple of weeks off during training camp. I thought that's what you meant by that.
Oh, no. That's, with all due respect, I think somebody like Tom Brady could show up week 1 and do just fine.
I agree.
I've seen other players. I've seen Aaron Donald show up week 1 and go for 12.5 sacks in a season. When a vet knows how to play, especially when you're one of the best to ever play your position, I think that training camp is for younger players.
The younger guys. Yeah, I know. I thought maybe you were hoping he would show up week 3, so you didn't have to see him week 2. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, who's behind him?
Yeah.
They might delay the game just to get Tom Brady in there.
And you're going to London too. You ready for that one? Have you played in London yet? Have you done that yet?
We played in London. Yeah. We skunked Jay Cutler when he was part of Miami.
Why you got to call him out like that? You could have said you beat Miami. What do you got to call him out?
It's rare to ever goose egg somebody, So
Yeah.
Tom Brady and Jay Cutler are up there for me.
Okay. You just said those names in the same sentence. That just happened. Cam. Wow.
It's the 2 games I can recall that, defense held them to not a touchdown.
Okay. All right, Cam Jordan. Are you doing a podcast again or you're not? Are you out of that game?
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
Trust Levels, Season 3, me, Mark Ingram. We've got phenomenal guests. I just name drop a couple that you guys might know. Jarvis Landry.
Heard of him. It's on your team.
Amari Cooper.
Okay.
Jameis Winston.
Okay.
Famous Jameis is that.
So you're booking your teammates. Is that what you're saying? You're booking your teammates? Is that what you're doing?
I'm doing Amari Cooper.
Okay. He's on the Browns. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We've definitely got some heavy hitters this Trust Level Season 3. We finished up and we're geared up towards dropping it in the next couple weeks, I think.
Here in California, Cam, you've spent some time here in California, right? Here in California, people say, "Oh yeah, I'll do your podcast," and don't mean it. And then there are people who say, "Oh yeah, I'll have you on my podcast," and then they don't mean it. I mean it when I say I'll do your podcast. I'm beginning to wonder if you don't mean it when you say, "Yeah, I'll have you on mine." I don't. I'm beginning to. It's Season 3. And I'm beginning to wonder if I'm really somebody who can be trust on the level that you are putting out there. I'll be honest.
On the biggest levels of trust, we're going to eventually get there. I just feel like, again, we have to have like a Pro Bowl, all-pro level caliber of a podcast before we go to one of the greats.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it's Rich Eisen the show, Rich Eisen podcast. I mean, we understand who you are, Rich.
See, this is now.
We can't come to you humbly.
This is, again, another Los Angeles thing. So you don't want me on your podcast. It's okay. You could just come out and say it. Just say, you know what, Rich, you don't fit. You don't fit. You could say it.
No. We're never going to say that. We're going to say we are reaching that territory where I feel like I'm going to be able to like, hey, Rich, come on over. I feel like we've had the amount of guests, guys like Brandon Marshall who are, hit everything that you need to. We've talked to some legends, and now we need another legend.
Okay.
You'll be the one we call.
Cam Jordan, I thank you for the time. You be well. Let's do this again soon, brother. You're the best.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on.
That's Cam Jordan here on The Rich Eisen Show.